Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another little vlog review, this time of the book Cell by Stephen King. Now, this is more of a first thoughts. If I ever do a written review or do a multi-vlog review series on this book, then I'll go into researching, but just be aware I may make mistakes, and if I do, please gently correct me. Anyways, the basis of the book is that the world ends by a pulse sent out through all the cell phones that turn people crazy. Really long story short, and oh yeah, this is going to be full of spoilers, so yeah. So if you haven't yet read the book, pause this movie, read it, and then come back, so yeah. So anyways, that's basically the gist of it. Of course, there is a lot more to the book, of course. But I first started reading this book when I was in college. I had to stop just because there was college, and trust me, college does make it very difficult to keep up a reading schedule. And as an English major, I did a fuckload of reading just for school, which made it sort of hard to do reading for fun. And so that's why I really stopped reading the first time around. And I sort of didn't really like the sound of it at first, just because I was like, this sort of looks like a shortened version of The Stand. You know, The Stand is another post-apocalyptic novel that Stephen King did, and I've read the unedited version where it's over 1,000 pages long, and Cell is a lot shorter. I was like, oh, it's just a really short version of The Stand. Oh, look, the world's ended. No. But that was an unfair assessment because it was really quite different from The Stand. Cell, really at its heart, is this bad shit happens and a father looks for his son. And it's like going through everything, he's like, I gotta find my son. Even though things might sound crazy, it's like, I gotta find my son, which is totally different than, The Stand, which was, yeah, I don't have time to explain everything about The Stand, but just trust me, that's a very different concept. And if you don't believe me, look it up yourself or read the book. I'm not sure how good the miniseries is, because I've only seen like one part for myself, so I don't know. And so, very different, so that was a very wrong assessment for me to make. I am a big Stephen King fan, so I enjoyed the book. And I will say that cell phones being the cause of the apocalypse is sort of scary. I mean, let's face it. All of us have a cell phone. The good majority of us do. And so when this pulse came, people were just, making usual calls, business calls, talking to their fathers, just random things. Probably some people were making phone calls to the doctors or something. And so that's sort of how it is. And then the pulse happens and carnage just ensues. Oh shit, if you're a dog person, I like dogs, cats, and birds. I like a lot of animals. And like the dogs got so major shit in the beginning. I'm laughing because I'm dead inside. And so anyways, yeah, they bring up the point that the people who didn't get caught in the initial pulse will call, around to see what's going on, because that's the natural reaction. Oh God, major shit seems to be happening. Let me make sure my family's alright. So it's a sort of scary concept, just because, yeah. And one good thing about horror is when there's an element of realism that you can just suspend your disbelief and believe. The only thing that I do have a little bit of qualms with is it seems to be too preachy on the whole anti-technology front. I just sort of felt like sometimes it was just really, really too strong. Like, King, you can dial it back there. We get the point. But usually, I didn't mind it, and it was a good plot device. Because everyone has a fucking cell phone. And the book itself was really... it was good. I mean, there was all these twists and turns and trying to figure out what exactly the pulse was, how it worked. By the book's end, we don't know how exactly it started. We got theories, but we don't know exactly how it started. But the book was good. It definitely, like, in the last 50 pages, fucking pulled me in. I was just... I have to read now. I should be, going to sleep to get to sleep early so that I can wake up in time for my fiance to pick me up so that we could both go down to around my mom's for Thanksgiving. But I just gotta read this. I just gotta. Then you reach. It's a fucking cliffhanger. Fucking cliffhanger ending. It's like, let me read it so those of you who have already read it or don't give a fuck about spoilers can know my pain. He looked in the window above the keypad. There, the numbers 911 stood out as bright and black as some declared destiny. Johnny's eyes were drooping. Clay gave him another brisk shake to keep him from falling asleep again. He did this with his left hand. With the thumb of his right, he pushed the phone's call button. There wasn't time to count Mississippi 1 and Mississippi 2 before calling in the phone's little lighted window changed to connected. When that happened, Clayton Riddle didn't allow himself time to think. "Hey, Johnny G," he said, "fall, you," and pressed the cell against his son's ear. And that is how the book ends. So in other words, I spent a good 30 minutes of time when I could have been falling asleep to read this book I couldn't put down, just to go, okay, we're right at the point we're going to see if he gets his son back or not. And I'm just going to end the book because I'm a fucking bastard. King, you are a fucking bastard, and I fucking love you. And I'm reading the Tommyknockers right now, so I hate you, but fucking God, I can't get enough of you. It's a love-hate relationship. Fuck. So yeah. And like, this was the whole point of the fucking book, for Clay to get to his son. And then we don't get to fucking find out. Ooh. Help me. So yeah, you can imagine 1,000,001 different theories. I like fell asleep and I was imagining like half a dozen at least. Just, I may or may not get those theories written out somewhere sometime. I'm not sure. I just have so much to do. But anyways, my final thoughts on the book Cell by Stephen King. It is definitely an enjoyable read. Maybe not one of King's better books, but definitely a good read that you should check out. And I would like to know your opinions on the book Cell by Stephen King. What did you think about it? Did you get all the way through it? Do you hope for a movie adaptation, a miniseries? No. What? And finally, I have been Jashikins' owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. If you go to my blog, you can see wonderful vlogs like these. I also have written stuff. I have podcasts and a bunch of other stuff. And, damn it, I just realized Jash Talks will have to be delayed not only this Saturday, but next Saturday, because I'm going to yet another wedding. God damn it. And if you go to my blog, on the sidebar thingy, there's a poll to take, and it's who is your least favorite character in the Hunger Games series? And on the sidebar thingy, you can vote to wrong thing. And on the sidebar thingy, the dragon has still yet to be named, so if you go to sidebar thingy, you can find out what the rules and benefits are of naming the dragon. And finally, if you have been keeping up with me for a while, and I've been like, I would really like to support this person financially, whatever. The links I'm going to mention, if you're watching on the YouTubes, are in the description. If you're watching on my bloggity vlog, they're in the sidebar thingy. On Fiverr, I do writing commissions, so you can hire me to do a Cell fan fiction, continuing on from the ending. And also, if you don't want to write commission for me for whatever reason, I also do. I also have a Patreon. I'm Jashikins on Patreon, and $1 a month updates on my upcoming ebooks, and $5 a month a 30-minute exclusive vlog. So, yay! And until next video, goodbye.